All right, buckle up. We're back on the topic of Claressa Shields, and somehow it just keeps getting stranger. What we're watching right now feels like a full-blown attempt to mirror everything Remy Ma has ever done, and I'm not exaggerating. It's not just odd, it's not just uncomfortable, it's giving obsession. The whole situation, a chaotic mess, a complete mess, y'all. And yes, we're about to roll the clips because this has gone way too far. Then Claressa jumps on Instagram talking about nobody can copy her, claiming she's the original, while recording herself in what looks like a subtle jab at bloggers. I'm assuming she's shadowboxing the media without actually saying names, because she doesn't want to make it direct. But let's be real, when bloggers start circling, there's usually smoke for a reason, and content creators, they're definitely connecting dots. I see Tasha K is back posting about her again, and if you know anything about Tasha K, you know she doesn't ease up. I said it before, the moment Claressa called her and Geisha 305 cancers and accused them of causing division, that energy was gonna come back multiplied. They were always gonna switch the tone, they were always gonna apply pressure, and now it feels like she's struggling to handle that heat. But here's what really has me scratching my head with this latest round of copycat behavior, this full recreation of Remy's lifestyle. Are these gifts actually from Papoose? Seriously, think about it. Are we talking about the same jewelry that was allegedly pawned or rumored to be in question? Or does Papoose just have a template, like, let me buy what I bought Remy before, because the repetition is loud? Something about this isn't sitting right. Or is the real twist that Papoose is low-key trying to style Claressa Shields into a Remy Ma replica? Because if that's the case, that's not just weird, that's unsettling. So are we saying he shuts his eyes and pretends it's Remy standing there as long as Claressa mirrors the hair, the glam, the outfits? If she rocks the same hairstyles, beats her face the same way, steps into the same fashion lane, and stacks on the kind of jewelry Remy loves, is that what keeps his attention locked in? I'm honestly confused because I don't see a version of this story that ends peacefully. It was already messy when Claressa came in acting friendly with Remy, calling her sis, playing like it was all love. Whole time, and I mean whole time, she's allegedly eyeing the husband, and now she's fully stepping into the aesthetic while being tangled up with Papoose. And let's not ignore the timeline here. It's been nearly 2 years, and that man is still legally married. You can flex online all day long, but paperwork doesn't lie. If he wanted out that badly, it would be done. So here we are again, right back where this started. But let's roll the footage, because the level of imitation we're seeing from Claressa, and arguably the quiet encouragement from Pap, is next level. You would think if you're moving on with someone new, you'd create something fresh, something original. Instead, it's giving nostalgic cosplay. It's giving, I still want a piece of Remy energy, even when you're miles away from New York City. Make it make sense. All right, let's get into it.
I love having stuff that I ain't seen nobody wear before. I know for a fact ain't nobody else got this for girl. 100%. I love how he got me the white one last Christmas, and then got me this one, the black one. All kinds like the yin to the yang.
First off, shout out to Unreal's 25 for catching that, because whew, where do we even begin? The wild part is, Claressa Shields really moving like this jewelry and styling is groundbreaking, like nobody in history has ever walked into Van Cleef and picked those exact colors. Colors Remy Ma has been rocking for years. If the mission is to recreate Remy's entire blueprint, just say that with your chest. So what's next on the checklist? The full drip-down Chanel era, the custom jersey phase? Because at this point, it feels like we're scrolling through a Remy Ma lookbook in chronological order. Even that quote chain feels intentional, like a subtle nod, or not so subtle, to Remy's signature pieces. I'm starting to believe this wasn't random at all. It feels curated. A rollout designed to have Claressa look like Remy, dress like Remy, move like Remy, even echo Remy's catchphrases. Are you dumb? Face T, body T, everything T. You see the pattern? It's like she's studying the content frame by frame, mimicking the tone, the cadence, the vibe, as if that's the formula to keep Papoose invested. Y'all, make it make sense, because from where I'm sitting, it makes none. And then to gaslight the audience into believing this jewelry is rare, exclusive, never before seen, like it's some untouchable custom masterpiece? No, absolutely not. Then to act like it all just happened organically out of nowhere? That's what makes it bizarre. At this point, I wouldn't blame Remy Ma for at least consulting attorneys and saying, okay, this is getting out of hand. Because when someone is allegedly mirroring your look, your style, your energy this closely, you start wondering what's next. Random pop-ups, showing up uninvited at the house, pulling up to private property. It sounds extreme, but the escalation feels real. If I were Remy, security would already be tightened immediately. Because after this fight and all this buildup, I genuinely don't know where this heads next, especially when it feels like boxing isn't even the main focus anymore. At this point, it doesn't even feel like she's focused on boxing. It feels like she's campaigning online 24/7 for an entanglement with Papoose, fighting for a married Papoose, fighting for Remy Ma's husband. That's the headline attached to Claressa Shields right now. Not championships, not athletic dominance, but battling over a man who is still legally married. And then she's confused about why the brand deals aren't hitting, confused about why she was ranked number 2 instead of number 1. All this chaos, all these antics, they chip away at credibility. They hurt market value. And logging online every single day to argue with strangers, that's not boss energy. The country has real issues boiling over right now. Nobody has the bandwidth for endless back and forth foolishness. It just feels careless. And how many more viral clips of awkward dinner moments do we need to see? It's draining. The entire situation is exhausting. I genuinely feel for Remy Ma because this is next level. This is obsession coded. When someone starts mirroring your look, your tone, your wardrobe, your mannerisms, all while being involved with your husband, that's not normal behavior. Especially when there were smiles, friendly vibes, even talk of styling advice behind the scenes, whole time allegedly calculating, whole time eyeing the husband. And somehow, Papoose is being marketed to us like a grand prize we all asked for. We didn't. Nobody submitted that request. The only receipt people want to see is a finalized divorce decree. That's it. Because you can go live, rant, flex, and spin narratives all day long, but you haven't produced paperwork proving he's legally single. You haven't shown evidence that he's not moving differently when cameras are off. There's no concrete proof. Yet somehow, the loudest energy online is projection and arguments. Before you click off, make sure you smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell so you're locked in the second new content goes live. You don't want to miss what's coming next. And on that note, we're wrapping it right here. I'll be back with you sooner than you think.